Welcome to Gravedigger 101. Today we'll be going over the Officer, a support class that believes they're better than everybody else. They're not. Sorry this video took so long to make. I was busy with other things. And let's get into it. Officer's first passive is the ability to capture points 2 times faster than any other class. They basically count as 2 people on each point, which we will now demonstrate. Officer's second passive ability is Tracer Rounds, which will temporarily mark an enemy if you hit them for 1 second, as denoted by a red diamond above their head. Officer's third passive ability is Improved Voice Commands. Whereas these are the standard ones, Officer also gets 3 special voice commands, those being Follow Me, Compound Order, and Defend Here. We'll start by demonstrating Follow Me, which is pretty self-explanatory since all it means is that the soldiers follow you. Of course, nothing's forcing them to do this, but it can be useful for team communications if you really need it. The Compound Order command changes depending on which compound you're hovering over. For example, if you're hovering over a compound controlled by yourself, and you use Compound Order, it'll tell you to hold it, as well as anybody near you. If you go over an enemy or an unclaimed point though, it'll tell the soldats around you to capture it. Or really just any of your teammates. The Defend Here voice command will tell anybody near you to defend whatever position you are currently in. Some of you may have noticed that you can see class icons above your allies' heads. This applies across all classes, but is especially true for Officer, where you can see them from further distances, and they can see you from further distances. Finally, the most obvious passive that Officer has is the lack of a helmet. They are so thick-headed, lore-wise, that they think they can actually stop bullets with their head or something. The Officer's G ability is a Trench Whistle that can be used to apply orders, aka buffs, to you and any allies within 80 studs. These buffs will immediately end once people are out of range, or if you die, though, so try to stay alive, and within range of your allies. You can press Q to switch between which of your orders you want to give. You can press T to determine the length, which is either 60 seconds for long or 30 seconds for short, and will either have the full cooldown or half the cooldown, depending on which one you selected for the next order. The Officer's Advanced Order improves your sprint speed by 20% and increases your sprint acceleration. The Officer's Defend Order decreases the damage that you and your allies take by 10%, increases surgery speed by 15%, grants you immunity to knockback and recoil by damage, and grants you clotting immunity. The Officer's Focus Order increases your handling, accuracy, reduces your recoil, and reduces the penalty for walking while shooting. Next we'll be going over the Officer's Recon Kit, which, as the name suggests, can be used for recon. First we'll go over the binoculars. You can hold right click with them out to zoom in and see the distance you are from any given point. You can press Q while zoomed in or zoomed out to mark a point as well as how far you are from it. And you can press left click over an enemy to spot them for 10 seconds, as denoted by the diamond, similar to the Tracer Rounds. And that's about it for the binoculars. The next part of the recon kit is the telescope. You can place it down by pressing R. It'll mark enemies up to 200 studs away within a 170-degree field of view for 1 second each time it marks them. This applies only as long as there is an ally within 80 studs of the telescope, and will be shown by a glint off of the telescope. This is visible to both you and enemies, so they can use it to determine if there are people nearby or not, so keep that in mind. The telescope has 400 health, takes triple damage from melee though, and you can pick it up by simply clicking on it while empty-handed, and it'll automatically repair it to full health. The third part of Officer's Recon Kit is the flare guns. They can be used by pressing T, and will automatically launch a flare in the direction that you are facing. These flares can burn enemies, and will mark enemies around them, even through walls, for 1 second each time they decide to do that. They last until they burn out, and cannot be interacted with in any other way once they are fired. Overall, the Officer is one of the best support classes in Gravedigger, capable of providing buffs that no other class can provide. And remember, now that you're a trained officer, you're better than all those lowly soldats.